Good morning everyone. Sorry, bit hoarse there. Okay, so I did this yesterday and I've got to catch up on loads of the things I've made, but I just love this, so I thought I'd do this one first. So it's a little box, it's a reinforced box which holds 3 votive candles, and it's just a little slip-in acetate lid. It just turned out so nice. There we go. Then you can decorate it whichever way you want. So what you need is 3 votive candles. These ones measure 4 by 5. Okay, and at some point in the past I decorated one of them. Same there. Anyway, for your paper base, again I'm using double-sided paper, and it's from that Home Bargains pad a friend mentioned to me. And you need a piece that measures 27.5 by 21 centimetres, and you'll need a piece of acetate that measures 19.5 by 13 centimetres. Okay, simple as that today. There isn't a lot to it. So I'll put these to one side and I'll take you through the scoring. Okay, we'll do the lid first. On the lid, all you need to do is score a border all the way round at 4 centimetres. Okay, I've left the backing paper that this acetate came on the back, so hopefully you'll be able to see where I've scored it. Okay, and then on the paper base, it's going to be 2 borders to create the reinforced sides. So we'll start with 27.5 by 21, just to reiterate. Then we're going to score a border all the way around the edges at 4, and then again at 8. Okay, so not sure you can see that. Maybe on that side. It seems an awfully big piece of paper for those 4 little candles, I'm aware of that. But it works beautifully and makes this gorgeous little box. Okay, so let's get started. I'll leave these over here in the hope you can see them if you need them. And I'll leave that on the acetate. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is furnish all of our lines. So we'll start with the box base. I miss the radio when I'm recording these, but you would be able to hear the radio more than you could hear me, so I have to switch it off. But it does mask a lot of the noise from upstairs, from the floorboards. It's just gone out, so hopefully he'll be out for a while. So we'll have no creaky floorboards above my head. Okay, so I've scored all of those lines in. Yeah, I'm going to put the acetate out of the way for a second, just so I don't get glue on it. Okay, so you'll not be able to see me little scribbly notes, but hey ho. Right, so the main section is down the centre, obviously. Okay, so start there and cut right down through the first score line to the second one. Do the same at the other side. Then do a little wedge, you don't need a lot, do a little wedge out on that outer panel. Okay, so just to keep it running smoothly, we do exactly the same at the other side. So cut through your score line, because you don't really want it visible on the outside of the box. And then wedge these 2 little panels a little bit. This little panel, sorry, a little bit. There we go. Right, so that's where we're up to so far. Okay, then we're going to turn it by a quarter, so it's going that way. And we're going to cut to the first score line on both sides of this central panel. Okay, then we're going to cut those 2 squares away completely from that corner. Yeah, I'll do the same at the other side. Cut those 2 squares away completely. Okay, then we're going to wedge all the outer bits No, sorry, went too soon. Cut that one off as well. You'll see in a minute, sorry. I was leading you astray there. My brain hasn't connected properly yet. So, sorry, so we're cutting that second panel off from there as well. And then wedging on these two. Okay, so that's where we're up to at the moment. Okay, so cut 3 corners off and wedge the remaining, which will be this panel here on the other side. So I'll go back through that again. Maybe if I do it this way it'll be easier for you, or easier for me to explain. So cut those 2 corners off. Cut those 2 corners off. Then cut this corner off, and at the same time wedge very slightly into this main panel here. And you might as well wedge at the same time into that one, and then wedge at the other side as well. Okay, same at this side. So wedge, wedge, put this one away, and very little wedge. There we go. Right, so this is what you'll have now, hopefully. Oh, I haven't wedged that one yet. So all the outside panels now need to have a little wedge in them. Okay, but just a small one. You don't need a lot. Okay, all right, I'm going to get rid of those. There we go. Right, so we're nearly done. It doesn't take long, this. Okay, so we are going to put glue on that, that and that. Those 4 glue and tabs there, because that holds the structure of your box together. Again, I'll mention this is Anita's tacky glue, my favourite. I just decanted into this little bottle because I find these little bottles much easier to squeeze. There we go. Glue everywhere we need it. Now, one panel at a time, we're going to glue them down and create really nice corners. This is important here because the acetate lid actually slides inside, so they need to be nice corners. Okay, so do your best to get a really sharp corner. Okay. Now don't worry about burnishing the glue down at this point, because we're going to glue the outer tabs in as well. So that will hold everything together and we can burnish it down all at the same time. Just focus on your corners for the moment. And this last one goes in there. I'm not sure if you can see my little scribbly diagram there, but if you can, we've cut away that one, and that one, that one, that one, and that one, that one, that one, and that one, that one, that one, and that one. And we've wedged the 4 remaining panels and everything else. Okay, so now bend these back so you can get the glue on them. Make sure your corners are nice and straight. The edges, corners, yeah, I was right the first time. My brain's definitely not in gear yet. Okay. Completely cover all of these panels with glue. Doesn't have to be a lot of glue because it is only a heavyweight paper as opposed to card. So, just a nice even layer. And I tend to start with the ones that already have gluing panels inside so that I can secure those. So tuck your gluing panel in your reinforced side and smooth it down with your bone fold, and at the same time go along that edge to make it a nice sharp edge on the top of the box. Okay, don't know if you can see that. So now I'll do this one. That's the two sides done. They look quite neat. Now I'll do the big wrong sides. Sorry you can't see this bit. You might be able to see it when I do the other one. Okay. And again, I've gone along these edges to make them nice and crisp. There we go. So there's your box base. Okay. Now, I'll put that there for you. I'm going to drop the Votives inside. So they're a lovely tight fit. They don't wiggle around and make a noise. Okay, so now go to the acetate. I'll try and leave it on the paper so you can possibly see what I'm doing. Okay, because all we're going to do, you'll need a corner rounder if you've got one, but if you haven't, don't worry, just do it with the scissors. Okay, so where you've got these four corners that are obvious now that you've scored the acetate, you're simply going to cut those away. Use straight lines, don't do any wedges. That's what your corner rounder is going to be for in a second. And go. And we really are nearly done now. Just cut around the corners, burnish the creases, and we're good to go. Right, burnish the creases is the next idea because you need access for your corner rounder. I can't do it with the paper on, sorry, I'm going to have to take that paper off. Fold them with your fingers first, just to find the crease. And while one of those is folded down, I'm going to go in with a corner rounder and just clip the corners of this one, both sides. And I'm going to fold that one in, clip the corners at the other side. Then I'm going to fold the central panels. Sorry, I am a bit froggy this morning. Fold the central panel in. Central sides, the sides of the centre bit in. When my brain gets in gear, that could be dangerous. Right. There we go. So I've rounded, I know you can't really see it, I'll try putting the paper back on so maybe you can then. I've rounded all of the corners on all of these. Now I'm going to burnish the score lines down. And we're done. Be careful doing this so that you're accurate, because it's designed to fit the box perfectly. So if your score lines are a bit off, it won't go inside your box, or it'll be too loose, depending on which way you go, obviously. There we go. Right, so I've got them all folded nice. You'll have to unfold them a little bit, bend them out a little bit, so I'll go down the sides of the candles. There we go, and then it's simply sets Might have to wiggle your candles to get it in. There we go. There we go. There we go. So there's your nice little acetate candle boxes. As I say, you can belly band them, you can put flowers on, you can do whatever you want. They just turn out quite nice. Okie dokie, on to the next video.